Welcome to the 8th in this series of videos from Yellow Crane Tai Chi. My name is Harold, and in this video we're going to be doing the left and right separate kick. Just a note, this is another one of the moves that have been modified to make it simpler and easier to do at home. Whilst they are called kicks, we are not kicking in the air, we are simply placing our foot on the ground and achieving a stretch. So before we do the move, we're going to start off with the leg work and then add in the hands in later. To get the separate kick started, we need to go back to our cat stance. But on this occasion, we're going to go at it a slightly different way than we did for golden cockerel. For this one, instead of stepping forward into it, we're going to turn into it and use a similar mechanic as we did before, where we pivot using our hip and our foot, but instead of pivoting on our heel, we're going to pivot on the ball of our foot this time. So before, we were pivoting using the heel like this. So instead, this time, we do this. So I'm using the part of the foot that I planted in the cat stance to pivot from rather than the heel at the back of my foot. It's the large ball that sits behind the big toe of the foot. So taking it from the top again, I shift my weight over onto my left leg, and as I pivot, I pick up my heel and pivot my foot round like this. So to complete the kick, I simply pick my foot up and place my heel on the ground, like this. As you can see, rather than doing a fully fledged kick in the air, we're kind of doing a lazy one on the ground. The thing about it is we're still affecting the muscles that need to be stretched, i.e. the hamstring and the Achilles, and we're still getting the benefit of the exercise without the difficulty of standing on one leg. So now on the other side, shift the weight, pivot around the ball of the foot rather than the heel, pick it up, just place the heel down on the ground. Once we've completed the move on one side, we always have to transfer and go over to the other. So now I'm going to show you the changing move between each leg. It's very similar to what we've done before in plenty of other moves, so it's not that complicated. Getting into our just right position. Shift over onto the left leg, pivot on the right toe, straighten out the right leg. To come back into the middle, pick up the right foot, place it so it's parallel to the left, come into the middle. Shift over onto the right foot, pivot on the left toe, and kick. Placing the foot parallel again, and coming back into the middle. So that's the leg work of separate kick. As you can see, it's a bit like a can-can dance, so when we're adding in the hands, we're going to use the same kind of dancing metaphor. The leg work is quite reminiscent of a can-can, one leg, the other leg. But when it comes to the hands, we need to be a little bit more modern and think more in terms of jazz hands. We've already done a similar type of move in the closing section of the joining of the first 4 moves, but in this move, we're going to do a big full hand movement. If we start in our just right position, I just cross my hands in front of me like this. I want to bring them up to chest height like this, and then separate them out like this. The movement is very simple. Doesn't mean it's easy, but it is simple. We start off in our just right position and we cross our hands in front of our belly. We bring them up to about throat height and then separate them out until we're kind of pointing towards corners. I then let my hands drop back down to my side and do it again. As always, it's just a case of timing the hands and the feet so that they start and end together. Coming from my just right stance, if I shift over onto my left leg, what I want to do is cross my hands in front of that leg with that hand on the inside. So I'm going to pivot and raise my hands. My hands will come straight up, so they'll actually be slightly at my side once I've pivoted, like this. So lastly, I open my hands when I do the kicking action, like this. And the hands drop back down as I return to my central position. So I'm now going to show it from the side and also from the 45-degree angle, because there's a few important details we have to pay attention to that little corner thing that we're always pointing into when we're doing Tai Chi. So shift the weight, cross the hands, pivot, lift the hands, kick and separate hands. So I'm shifting over onto my left leg. So whenever I'm pivoting round, so I'm now facing the camera. As you can see, my right knee and my right elbow are both pointing to the camera. So whenever I finish the kick, my right hand and my right foot are both pointing towards the camera. So the full move, shifting onto your right leg, hands cross, right hand on the inside. Pivot, bring the hands up. You're going to swing your hands out and kick out to the corner. Putting the foot down, coming back to square, hands come down to your sides. So that when I shift over onto my left leg, I can do it on that side as well. One of the things to pay attention in this move is what's going on with your other hand. Not the one that's going with the kick, the other one. It's basically going in the opposite direction. So if I'm pointing to the northwest corner, my other hand points to the northeast. I'm not trying to separate my hands out like this, because this causes problems with balance. We want them in front of us like this. Finishing off, as always, with 5 moves done in sequence so that you can follow along. Going into your just right stance, feet parallel, knees bent, tucked underneath ourselves, shoulders rolled, head up. Shift over to the left foot, left hand on the inside as you cross your hands. Pivoting on the ball of the right foot, hands come up. Separate right. Bring the right foot in, shift back to the middle. Shift onto the right foot, right hand on the inside, pivot as you bring your hands up, kick and separate. So feet parallel, cross the hands, pivot the foot and kick. Coming back to the middle, cross the hands, pivot on the foot and kick. So that's the separate kicks. In the next video, we're going to be looking at grasping the sparrow's tail. A very important sequence in Tai Chi because it covers 4 of the most important moves. Plus there's a nice little story that goes along with it as well. If you enjoyed this video and found the information useful, please click like. Also, please consider subscribing to our channel because this helps us a real deal. My name's Harold from Yellow Crane Tai Chi, and thanks for watching.